excuse the background noise. I will see if I can edit it out. But my neighbors are feeling kind of noisy. Whatever. Alright, so welcome to my library. You can't really see them. I'm going to. Oh, right. Yeah. There you go. Welcome to my library. So, my name is Ellie, and this is my little safe space, if you will. This is where I keep my books, where I keep my witchy things. So you can see there's my crystal ball, and I have some candles. I have to buy more candles, actually. Here is some Palo Santo, and here I have some incense burning. I don't know if you can see, but I have some tarot cards put up. This one is the Empress, and this one is the Lovers. So, for today, I decided that we could read a couple of short stories if you want, or, well, it depends on how long we have for this video. Yeah. So, I want to kind of shift between whispering and soft-spoken, because I think that it's kind of the middle ground between two very good things. So I'll try to kind of balance them out so that this video can be relaxing to everyone, even those who don't really like ASMR. So yeah, since this is my first video, I will talk a little bit about myself, and then I will read a little short story for you. Alright. So, like I said, my name is Ellie, and I'm interested in witchcraft. I am witchy. I wouldn't dare to say that I am a witch, because, well, I don't know. It is true that I do practice witchcraft. Here are my candles, and up there is a representation of Aphrodite, because that's the goddess I work with a lot of the time, and that's why I have the Lover's card there. Usually I also have the Two of Cups and other tarot cards for my little altar, but for today, since this is all, I wanted to have a little background for the video, I thought, alright, let's switch things up, I guess. And I have a variety of books. I also have my Rider tarot deck. There is an oracle, a flower oracle card deck. And yeah, I mean, there's like perfume and things like that. Just very simple. We make do with what we have and with what we can. So, for this video, I thought I would do it in English because that's just the language that's more popular in the internet, I guess. I thought, well, I speak 3 languages so far. My native language is Spanish, and I also speak English and French. So it is very probable that I will read novels and short stories in English and Spanish and French. In that way, I will get to practice my languages, which is also another motivation for this channel. So, here I have my remarkable and this has been a lifesaver. I don't know if you guys know it or know about it. But this is basically like an ebook, but you can also write on it and you can make your annotations and stuff. This was gifted to me by my lovely best friend. And it's really saved my degree. Once I started taking notes on this bad boy, well, it got very easy for me to like keep up with things, and I've done a degree in French and English, so for my subjects about literature where I had to read and I had to make annotations and things like that, it was very, very, very useful. And yeah, that's what I'm going to use to read for you today. So, before we move on to the reading, I would like for you to lie down, relax, take a deep breath. A deep breath. Very good. So proud of you. Now is your time to rest. Hopefully it's late at night, or well, hopefully it's early at night, so that you can get those 8 hours of sleep. But hopefully it's at that time of the day where you're just winding down, and maybe you're listening to this while you are taking your makeup off. Maybe you're listening to this while you're already in bed. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing while you're watching this or listening to this, I want you to just breathe in deeply through your nose and exhale through the mouth. And bring to your awareness that right now is the moment for rest. You are not needed anywhere. No one is calling upon you. Forget about today and try to not think about your expectations for tomorrow. Right now, you are safe. You are here with me, and we are going to relax, and we are going to read and rest together. Alright, so get comfortable, if you are getting ready to sleep, then just lie down comfortably. I don't know if you guys are like cold, whatever you may live, But here in Spain, it's not that cold. It has been cold for a couple of weeks, but right now the temperature is it's not uncomfortable. So lie down, take a blanket, try to relax and wind down. And well, I'm going to look over my remarkable here. So, the little short story that we are about to read today is A Child's Dream of a Star by Charles Dickens. This is, I find, a very pretty story. I have used it to teach students English. More advanced students, mind you. But yes, I find it's a very nice short story that you can relax to while you hear it. And well, without much ado, I will proceed to read. So, alright. There was once a child, and he strolled about a good deal, and thought about a number of things. He had a sister, who was a child too, and his constant companion. These two used to wander all day long. They wondered at the beauty of the flowers. They wondered at the height and blueness of the sky. They wondered at the depth of the bright water. They wondered at the goodness and the power of God, who made the lovely world. How pretty. They used to say to one another, sometimes, supposing all the children up on earth were to die, would the flowers and the water and the sky be sorry? They believed they would be sorry. For, said they, the buds are the children of the flowers, and the little playful streams that gambol down the hillsides are the children of the water. And the smallest bright specks, playing at hide and seek in the sky all night, must surely be the children of the stars, and they would all be grieved to see their playmates, the children of men, no more. There was one clear shining star that used to come out in the sky before the rest, near the church spire, above the graves. It was larger and more beautiful, they thought, than all the others, and every night they watched for it, standing hand in hand at a window. Whoever saw it first cried out, "I see the star!" And often they cried out both together, knowing so well when it would rise and where. So they grew to be such friends with it that, before lying down on their beds, they always looked out once again to bid it good night, and when they were turning around to sleep, they used to say, "God bless the star." But while she was still very young, oh, very, very young, the sister drooped and came to be so weak that she could no longer stand in the window at night. And then the child looked sadly out by himself, and when he saw the star, turned round and said to the patient pale face on the bed, "I see the star." And then a smile would come upon the face, and the little weak voice used to say, "God bless my brother and the star." And so the time came, all too soon, when the child looked out alone, and when there was no face on the bed, and when there was a little grave among the graves, not there before, and when the star made long rays down towards him, as he saw it through his tears. Now, these rays were so bright, and they seemed to make such a shining way from earth to heaven, that when the child went to his solitary bed, he dreamed about the star, and dreamed that, lying where he was, he saw a train of people taking up that sparkling road by angels, and the star opening showed him a great world of light, where many more such angels waited to receive them. All these angels who were waiting turned the beaming eyes upon the people who were carried up into the star, and some came out from the long rows in which they stood, and fell upon the people's necks, and kissed them tenderly, and went away with them down avenues of light, and were so happy in their company that, lying in his bed, he wept for joy. But there were many angels who did not go with them, and among them one he knew. The patient face that once had lain upon the bed was glorified in radiance, but his heart found out his sister among all the host. His sister's angel lingered near the entrance of the star, and said to the leader among those who had brought the people thither, "Is my brother come?" And he said, "No." She was turning hopefully away when the child stretched out his arms and cried, "Oh, sister, I am here, take me." And then she turned her beaming eyes upon him, and it was night, and the star was shining into the room, making long rays down towards him as he saw it through his tears. From that hour forth, the child looked out upon the star as on the home he was to go to, when his time should come, and he thought that he did not belong to the earth alone, but to the star too, because of his sister's angels gone before. There was a baby born to be a brother to the child, and while he was so little that he never yet had spoken a word, he stretched his tiny form out on his bed and died. Again, the child dreamed of the opened star, and of the company of angels, and the train of people, and the rows of angels with their beaming eyes, all turned upon those people's faces. Said his sister's angel to the leader, "Is my brother come?" And he said, "Not that one, but another." As the child beheld his brother's angel in her arms, he cried, "Oh, sister, I am here, take me." And she turned and smiled upon him, and the star was shining. He grew to be a young man, and was busy at his books, when an old servant came to him and said, "Thy mother is no more. I bring her blessing on her darling son." Again at night he saw the star, and all that former company. Said his sister's angel to the leader, "Is my brother come?" And he said, "Thy mother." A mighty cry of joy went forth through all the star, because the mother was reunited to her two children. And he stretched out his arms and cried, "Oh, mother, sister, and brother, I am here, take me." And they answered him, "Not yet." And the star was shining. He grew to be a man whose hair was turning gray, and he was sitting in his chair by the fireside, heavy with grief, and with his face bedewed with tears, when the star opened once again. Said his sister's angel to the leader, "Is my brother come?" And he said, "Nay, but his maiden daughter." And the man who had been the child saw his daughter, newly lost to him, a celestial creature among those three, and he said, "My daughter's head is on my sister's bosom, and her arm is round my mother's neck." and at her feet there is the baby of all time, and I can bear the parting from her, God be praised. And the star was shining. Thus the child came to be an old man, and his once smooth face was wrinkled, and his steps were slow and feeble, and his back was bent. And one night, as he lay upon his bed, his children standing around, he cried, as he had cried so long ago, I see the star. They whispered one another, he is dying. And he said, I am. My age is falling from me like a garment, and I move towards the star as a child. And oh my Father, now I thank thee that it has so often opened to receive those dear ones who await me. And the star was shining, and it shines upon his grave. The end. So, what did you think about it? I was trying not to tear up while I read it. This story always makes me emotional. But I think it's a very beautiful one, and I hope that me reading it has hopefully made you relax and wind down for bed. I think this story kind of reminds us that there is something always watching over us. And it doesn't matter if you feel like that's something in particular. It could be something as simple as a star. There is always something watching over us. And this something is filled with pure kindness and patience and, yeah, all the good things. I don't know. I find comfort in that. So, yeah, that was tonight's reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you can tell me another short story that you would like me to read. I will always take recommendations, especially since you are my dear guest in this space of ours. And, well, I don't know if you're already asleep, or if maybe you are already getting kind of tired and you can feel your eyelids growing heavy and your breath slowing down. But I think we should end this with maybe a little countdown from 10. And when we get to 0, you will drift off to the most peaceful and restful sleep you have ever had. So, let's begin with 10. You can feel the star watching over you, keeping your dreams sweet. 9. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Good night, my darling. Rest well. Sleep, relax. And tomorrow will be another day, and you will give it everything you've got.